winter so far, well, so I'd say January has been just getting fit again, basically. It's as simple as that. It's been, a bit of a break, kind of just getting that fitness base back to a level where we can then kind of push on.
Yeah, in general this winter we're kind of, every year Ruth seems to be able to get a little bit better, which is nice. And Botty was happy today with the bike fit, so there's another thing that we've managed to improve this year. So really just building on last year, having a bit of a later start after racing in South Africa this year, and a bit of a lazy off-season period, which is good sometimes actually, and important. Yeah, we've got a few camps lined up, one in Lanzarote, and then Ruth's going to go to Calpe area after that. And at the moment tackling some VO2 training, particularly on the run, as safely as possible so we're not hurting the lower legs. And then going some base miles, getting in, lots of strength and endurance training in the mountains, hopefully in the hills for season start.
So initially I spent a couple of weeks actually just trying to get fit again. I think post off season and then COVID definitely felt like it took a bit longer, but also longer because it was like probably the longest kind of break from routine that I've had. So yeah, it took me a good couple of weeks to kind of even just feel slightly normal again. And the pool has probably taken a little bit longer. It's probably only the last couple of sessions I've actually felt reasonably fit again in the pool. So that's been a good like 3 weeks. But yeah, just on kind of general building that base, getting myself to a point where I can then start pushing again. So I did my first hard turbo this week. I actually did like a hills session on the bike last week, but it was a bit more of a kind of get the legs used to doing something hard again, as opposed to kind of going all out. Whereas the turbo on Tuesday was kind of a bit more of VO2 and threshold stuff mixed up together. So that felt like more of a proper workout. And then run wise, we've been quite cautious, obviously with my like calf history issues. I spent a lot of time loading the calves, just getting them back into running. And I did like a bit of this kind of tester hill set yesterday of like 6 by 40 seconds, just again, like getting the legs a little bit used to a bit of effort. And then as of next week, we're moving into like a block of proper VO2 hills, like 4 by 4 minutes. Alongside that, doing a bit of tempo as well. So just kind of guess dialing in that kind of just above marathon pace, as well as then doing the really hard stuff. So I found that last year doing that block of VO2 hills on the run was like a really good way of getting me fit quite quickly without the kind of massive burden on the legs of doing lots of fast flat stuff. And then like swim wise, again, it's just building, getting back in the routine of getting back to that kind of 120 pace and trying to push that on a bit so that when we get to St George I can stick with the main pack. And then yeah, biking now I'll probably be doing, now I've got the bike set up. So yeah, I'd say usually one session is the kind of key turbo session, and then usually, actually I do try and get out most of the time, like unless the weather is dreadful. Other than I usually have one key session a week that is usually a turbo session that'll be, you know, it's just hard intervals, which is just easier to do sat on the turbo. Like you're not worried about looking where you're going, you're just focusing on like the power and that's it. So yeah, I'd say usually one session is the kind of key turbo session, and then yeah, if the weather's dreadful I'll do like another bit on the turbo. But yeah, now we've got a good group to ride with, it has to be quite bad to kind of force me inside, because social outside with all the right kit is actually not too bad. In February it'll be getting a bit more volume in, a bit more kind of specific Ironman kind of training of, again, like dialing in a bit more of those paces that I want to be running at and cycling at, and just yeah, getting more into building on where I was last year.